Okay,
Oh,
thanks.
it tells you when you're recording in progress. Okay.
It tells
So
you, whispers in your ear.
basically, Sam, all right, and this is ladies and gentlemen, this is my guest, Sam Wolff. He's the co-host of Trailer Trashing Podcast. He's the drummer for Kudu Stooge, great band. They're very vibey. He's got a lot of stuff on the internet. Check him out. He's trying to get into comedy. He's a good friend of mine. Sam, introduce yourself. Tell folks about yourself. Then we'll get back into the story.
Oh, okay, yeah, right into it. Yeah, you can find all my stuff at Wolf Muffin, which is Wolf WOLFFMUFFAN. And you pretty much described it all. I do music with Kudu Stooge and some other groups, and I do a podcast with Joey Rinaldi, your good friend, my good friend, on trailer trashing. And I'm working on a bunch of other projects that will be coming soon, which you can find out on my Instagram. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Yeah, very cool guy. I'm very happy to have met him a couple months ago, and
Me too.
we've had a good friendship since then. So it's really cool. But I got to tell you, he and I were talking off air, but we had to bring this conversation on air because this is his first time he's ever hearing this. So yeah, DuPont was dumping chemicals in my water supply for decades, and
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh.
and the government like they found out about it because this guy's cows were dying at like his farm and like their teeth were turning black. It was really scary
Holy
stuff.
shit. Yeah, that's no joke.
And government came in, lawyers stepped in from Cincinnati, and
Nice.
got us all like hush money from the government. They gave us like 300 some bucks to get our blood tested. I bought a
Who's
place.
we?
We being my community, sorry.
Is
And
that like 20 people, like 70,000 people?
it's like the
You make it
fifth.
seem very inclusive. I don't
It's
know.
like the fifth biggest city in West Virginia. Like there's a decent
Oh,
amount of
okay.
people here. I think
Okay.
I don't
That's a
know.
lot of people to get fucking toxic water.
Oh well, yeah. Well, do you think DuPont cares? You think DuPont care? Oh, sorry, DuPont. The correct way
DuPont.
to say the correct way to say it is DuPont, but everybody where
They're
I'm
gonna
from says
spike your water supply again if you don't pronounce
DuPont.
it right.
Absolutely. But they gave us like a few $100 and hush money about a PlayStation 2 and a WWE video game that I played for a week. And then that's all I got for drinking toxic water.
They actually gave you a video game?
No, I bought the video game. They didn't give it to DuPont.
Oh.
John DuPont and family did not. I don't even know if you know who John DuPont is?
Nope. I just like the name.
Yeah, all right, never mind. He's the crazy guy from like the wrestling team, killed a couple people, whatever. They made a movie about him too, Foxcatcher, whatever.
Okay, very okay. I'm learning more and more about you.
Well, this has nothing to do with me. This has nothing to do with me.
It has to do with where you come from. It's what molded you. I mean,
I
hell,
guess
he might have not only spiked it with toxic water. He might
not even be related to those DuPonts.
Yeah,
I might be
true.
completely butchering this, but either way, yeah. So let's
That's
talk
insane. That's insane, though. I'm sorry that happened to you and your family / city.
It's well, I appreciate the sentiment, but let's let the people know a little bit more about you, man. Let's talk about how we met as friends, and then we'll get into trailer trashing because that kind of it all blends together there. So basically, I mean, like I knew who you were just from the show because I had listened to a couple episodes with you and Joey trailer trashing, which everybody go check out. And so it was my first time visiting New York since I was like 8 years old. I had a job interview and I stop in. Joey's letting me stay at his place, and he's like, "Yo, my buddy Sam's coming over later, and we're gonna record an episode for 420, and it's gonna be awesome."
Wow, that was amazing. That was the best impersonation I've heard of Joey yet. Holy shit. Wow, that was your first time. I forgot about that. Yeah. And I just like showed up and you were there. I didn't even know you were there, to be honest.
He didn't tell you?
No, I don't think so. As far as I remember.
That's funny,
that's not
man.
saying much. I don't remember much.
But then we let's see. He shows up with the ziti pizza.
Right.
Which was a killer for all of us, which we found out later. That's what killed all of us. We all died.
We all had the runs the next day. And,
it was not a fun time. But and then we had to record. It was 420. I don't smoke weed, but I thought it was funny because these two gentlemen were enjoying the fruits of the labor of hard work and celebrating the holiday that is 420. And we decided to record a live video podcast. What was the whole deal?
So we at Trailer Trashing stream our episodes most of the time live at Comedy Hub on Twitch, the Twitch channel on called Comedy Hub, and we do that a lot. We do that now on Sundays at 10. If you ever want to see Joey and I do that live, it's what we put on all podcast mediums, and you could just catch us and our beautiful faces. But we thought it would be a great idea to actually, for the first time, come together since quarantine, because Joey and I started this show, or I joined the show actually in the middle of quarantine, and we hadn't seen each other since, right? So we thought it'd be great 420 come together. Let's do a live stream together for the first time after like 3 or so months of doing it already. And I get there, and you're there out of nowhere,
Yep.
and you were happy to join along. I think we watched Evil Bong 2 streaming on like Amazon Prime Video, so like people could watch with us. Except we were like so hurt and like couldn't figure out how to get on Amazon Prime and like watch with everyone who has already started the video without us. The people that want to watch us comment on it, you know?
Yeah.
It was so stressful. I remember I like had to call my mom live, I think, on the stream. I think
you were sweating bad.
Oh, I'm always sweating. I mean, I'm in a tank top right now just because it's fucking 95 degrees.
He schwitzes on air.
Schwitz in my sleep, schwitz with my eyes open, closed, half-eyed, the wandering Jew, that's me. Yeah, man, that was a fun night meeting you for the first time, though.
Yeah, I remember.
I barely remember it, though, to be honest.
I like set up my computer as like a third camera. I somehow had a microphone that worked into the splitter, and
right. We got techie with it, you know.
We did, honestly.
We got excited. We may have ate a little too much ziti pizza.
We brought out the green.
For some reason, brought a falafel sandwich with me too, just in case, you know, as a vegetarian, Joey didn't remember, and
there was Lindor truffles.
Oh God, yeah, I think that was the icing on the cake.
That was a finisher blow
that came out of my asshole. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Lindors, and then you got. Oh my gosh, God. You guys couldn't figure out what the name of the candy was a few weeks later. I was losing my marbles on that episode.
Yeah, when we streamed live a couple weeks later.
Yeah,
you were like messaging us on the Twitch chat, being like, dude, how do you not know?
It's Lint Lindor. It's Lint Lindor. Joey eats 5 a day. How do you not know the name of the chocolate, bro?
I should know it now and probably stay away from them.
We recorded a good like 30 minutes and we thought it was hilarious. You were calling your mom. We couldn't get the episode figured out. And then Jay, the guy who runs twitch.tv/comedy hub, was like, hey guys, I wasn't recording you the whole time. And we're like, what?
Oh, right. Yeah. He relieved me after. I think I just got like a cool breeze out of nowhere once I heard that. Stopped schwitzing and everything. That was I was a little disappointed because I thought that was good, you know. Content.
I thought it was funny that like it was like 2 super high guys, 1 straight up guy, and then like the dichotomy of that was great. And then like everybody was trying to figure out how to get the tech stuff to work while this stupid movie is playing in the background. That's funny.
Also, Jay's a huge stoner too, so that was also on the other end trying to help us in California.
Oh, I didn't know where he was like at.
Yeah, he's in California somewhere.
We don't have to add him.
Yeah. But I love you, Jay.
He's great. Yeah, he might listen to this.
Everything
I don't know.
happen. I don't know. I hope so. He's the man. Everyone check out twitch.tv/comedy hub.
Yeah, he gets a lot of good people on there, myself included. I'm on there sometimes. And then I think the week after that you got whatever news that you got, and you were missing from the episode, and I had to fill in for you.
Oh yeah, I was MIA.
You were MIA.
I was singing Paper Planes in the hospital. Yeah, dude. After that whole thing, I found out I had Crohn's. It was ridiculous. Yeah, it was a trip and a half, and I couldn't do the show. So I thank thee for taking over for me.
Well, here's the deal, buddy. You and Joey have such a great dynamic on that show. When Joey comes on my show, he understands it's like my show. I am interviewing him, but he understands like what is asked of him. And then I go on his show and both your show, and I'm like playing you, but he kind of wants it to be an interview, but also I have to play you. And the episode theme was
very weird.
the episode theme was Matthew McConaughey movies, of which I'm a huge fan of, and I have his biography, and I brought that as like a prop behind us, and it was great. And Joey, he didn't outwardly say this, but like I've been in the game enough to know like what is and isn't good, and like that episode was so bad
No, get out of
The
here.
episode, bro, he'll tell you that, bro. The episode was so bad, it is locked behind a vault. It is in the paywall of the Patreon. It's in the paywall of the Patreon. If you subscribe to their Patreon, which you should, because they make great stuff, you could find the hidden episode of me talking about Matthew McConaughey movies.
I hope that's the case. I haven't heard it. I'm the producer. I'm supposed to be
Wait,
checking that
what if
out.
Joey? Wait, what if Joey lied to me to try to make me feel better?
I have no idea at this point. I got to talk to him after. That's hilarious. Oh my god.
I
I
thought you.
doubt that. I
I thought
doubt
he
that. You have
said
to
that.
come on with both of us then, because I don't think he did. I don't know. I don't even remember. I was out of fucking commission, like
Yeah.
throwing up water for 3 days in the
Yikes.
hospital.
Yikes. That is my
Begging
literal.
for morphine for the first time ever in my life, not thinking I would ever do that.
That is my literal nightmare.
Yeah,
But
man.
man, yeah, you guys got Dean David on this week, or is it
Yeah,
next
that
week?
no, yeah, that just released today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this episode
it was
comes
a
out
great
tomorrow on
episode.
Wednesday. So yeah,
Oh, holy crap! Oh, awesome! Yeah, it just released it. It was a great episode. D. David's the man. It was so funny. It's great when we have guests on. I feel like Joey and I vibe a lot more and know how to like feed off the guests and they feed off us and kind of get our vibe almost immediately. And on that note, you got to come on when I'm on, and maybe I need to cater that episode a little bit more. Make sure. I feel like it's on Joey maybe why the episode wasn't so good. I feel like maybe I'm gonna put the blame on him because
all right, all right,
I like you Franklin. You know, like I don't. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, I guess.
all right. Sounds good, bro. I'm very shocked that you guys, the episode that you did with Dean David, who's a very very funny comic and a friend of mine. He met me with open arms when I was in the city and was very kind to me, and I appreciate that. But I'm surprised you didn't do Kids Next Door. That guy's obsessed with Codename Kids Next Door, bro.
Oh no way, really? I love that show too. I had no idea. Me and Dean David get along, I think, a lot more than he thinks, and I think he needs to give me a shot a little bit more.
You think he's got a tough outer shell or something?
No, I just like feel a little. You know, he's a great comedian. You know, and I'm just getting warmed up through the comedy world with Joey, and I don't know how to approach people necessarily.
Yeah.
You know,
One thing I
uh,
noticed about Dean that I really like about Dean and why I like to surround myself with people that have the same brain as him, that guy is obsessed with comedy.
yeah, that's what I've noticed. That's also why I'm like, damn, he seems legit. Like I don't want to oppose my personality.
He breaks things down to the 10th degree. He's very obsessed and he's very methodical with comedy. And I admire people like that because I think I'm like that. Obviously, he takes it to another step, but I'm very obsessed with humor and stuff like that. And I remember I finished my set at the Tiny Cupboard that weekend. No, was that weekend? Yeah, that was that weekend. That was that weekend.
That weekend. Yeah, yeah.
And he like set me. It was an outdoor venue, but like he called me over and set me down. Like, and Joey just walked away because he knew like Dean was about to give me the business on like what happened during my set. So Joey walks away, and Dean, I don't want to like out him completely with what he said, but he broke it down. He's like, you did this too much, you didn't do this too much. But he did give me a really nice compliment at the end, and I really like Dean. I'd like to get him on sometime, but this has become the Dean David episode.
Yeah, seriously, no, but it's funny because we actually recorded an episode before Joey and I even did trailer trashing for another podcast idea,
Mhm.
and the whole episode was pretty much about Yu-Gi-Oh.
Wow.
Which I love too, and used to play the card game.
Yeah.
Just like every other aspiring teenage boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a great man. I feel like he's definitely inspiration on something that maybe will lead me to do comedy more. Maybe if he's around me, just because he seems very encouraging. You know,
Yeah.
because I've been warming up to the idea a little bit. Maybe I don't know. There's a lot of things to balance right now in life.
Yeah,
As
and that's one thing we definitely I want to talk about on this episode. You know, I think the big thing is you were a sports guy. You're a sports guy, right?
I played sports. I could not follow it.
That's fine. Yeah, well, that's really what I was getting at. You played sports growing up, and what was the same old rehashed tale that your little t-ball coaches told you and your youth league basketball coaches told you? they said if you surround yourself with crappy people, you in turn become a crappy person. Same thing goes for being a great comic. If you surround yourself with great comics, by default, almost innocently, you yourself will become funnier without even you realizing it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that goes with anything. Just like you related it from baseball to comedy, you can relate that to music. And on my end, you're only gonna get better in music if you play with better musicians. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
fact, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird thing, you know, because you can like working with someone, but they may not be good at what you guys do together. But you want to excel, so you have to kind of start networking out. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel very fortunate with my current network on all those ends, and with something like comedy maybe, which is completely new to me, and like I'm trying to relate it to you, like with the conversation we've had like off air, and you know when we first met, which is why I think we hit it off. And you know, I don't know, it'd be nice to have that with the good people I'm with. You know, I got good
Yeah.
people in my life. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah, well, you know, we're not out to snake somebody. It's like, oh, well, I'm gonna snake this guy so I get a better spot than that guy. Like, we're not,
Yeah, and
into
I've heard
that.
I've heard stories on like, you know, like professional comedians on fucking whatever bullshit, like Mark Maron or Joe Rogan or whatever, on
Yeah.
like them talking about shit like that. They don't name anyone obviously, but that shit happens. I've heard. No, like has
Well,
that
that's,
ever
I mean,
happened to
that's
you?
just entertainment in general. I mean, have you
For
ever had
sure.
any instances with that with your music stuff?
Well, we just had a gig recently a couple weeks ago that we had to book last minute because this other gig on the same weekend completely canceled,
Mm-hmm.
fucking 2 months worth of shows. So they had to tell like maybe like 20 plus bands that they're not playing at that venue, which was this huge barbecue spot in Brooklyn.
Wow.
And it was a huge bummer, you know, and like, yeah, so that stuff happens like that. I mean, like currently I have to hassle this guy in Philly for some money that apparently he hasn't paid us, and our other bandmate, as people get burned in every entertainment thing. You're totally
Absolutely,
right.
man.
Yeah. I don't know. Has that ever happened to you? Like, has anyone not paid you? Like, this is a first for me. I feel like I have
I
to
have been
go down
so
to Philly. About a
I
good drive
remember,
down there.
I remember one time I was opening for these guys, and it was a late thing that got put on me. Like somebody backed out or whatever, and they're like, "Hey, we need you to open." So I was like, "Okay, I opened for these guys," and they brought them in from out of town. And at the end of the show, I did well, and I know like I wasn't the main choice, but like I did well, and in a situation that was tough. That's like, hey, like you're on. I was like, okay. And at the end of the show, these guys get handed envelopes, and I'm like, am I not getting an envelope? I didn't get an envelope. I got like a drink ticket, and I was like, okay, well, people paid money to be in here, but all right, you know.
Holy shit. That's even worse. That's like anything I'm dealing like the guy in Philly paid us some, but he still owes us the rest.
Mm,
That's like you doing a job and then kind of just snuffing you and like turning
yeah,
the other way. Like that's something out of a
I was also
movie.
really young. I think I was like 21, maybe 22.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Yeah, like I'll take anything.
So
Yeah.
you turned it to Mickey Mouse for some reason.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Oh boy. Give me my money.
But you now on this like one common theme, and I know you think it's tough to try to sort of cross over streams. You do this, you do that, but one common theme is that you like entertaining people. Has that always been an aspiration of yours ever since you've been a kid?
Oh, aspiration in terms of like what I wanted to do with my
Mm-hmm.
life?
Mm-hmm.
No, man. I think I really came into that recently. Just
Even though
after
you've been
like,
playing music for a long time.
yeah, I grew up with parents that got divorced during the 2008 crisis. So like
Ah, that's
I
tough.
got the constant chirping of like, how are we gonna sell the house? And then like
Oh
not
yeah,
eventually being able to sell the house, and then my parents living together separated
yeah.
under the
We're the
same
same
roof.
age, right? You're 25.
Yeah, 96, baby.
Yeah. So you're like 13 when this is going on.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really tough. That's
Yeah,
really
it
tough.
was a lot. So I had a lot of that in the back of my head, which resulted to, I guess, financial anxiety, especially now, and apparently in high school, where I thought, I'm not gonna be able to make a living with music. Why would I go to school for music? If anything, I could teach myself that with the current knowledge I have, having been like taking piano lessons on top of drumming. And I figured I'll go to school and get a business degree because I'm good at math, and apparently that's what you do. Instead
Yeah.
of doing math, you get a business degree. And then that didn't really work out in terms of like finding a job I like, or like liking to work.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone likes to work in general, but like,
Well, that's why we're trying to be in entertainment, so we don't have to work.
I guess so. Yeah, man. I came to New York because I knew I just wanted to go into New York, and I happened to have the lucky circumstance of joining Kudu Stooge when they moved down from Burlington, Vermont, where all the rest of the guys went to school together.
Yeah.
So I joined that band. I moved in with some of the bandmates in New York. And then, one thing led to another, pandemic. And then Joey asked me to do the podcast, and now things are opening up. I'm starting to produce more things with Joey, some live shows, and doing more shows in music. And I want to get into voice acting and use my voice to get some money. Now that I got, some vocal equipment and stuff, and just after people telling me I should try it. But man, I don't have any acting like knowledge whatsoever. Like you need to act for voice acting, and
I don't look at me. I know nothing.
I'm looking at you for inspiration. I mean, like, comedy isn't acting, but you have an act.
Yeah, it is an act. Yeah, and that's one thing that I'm really happy that my parents understood very early. It's that, like, yeah, I may say crazy things and maybe even say my mom or my dad, but they know it's an act. My mom that's the one constant I'm really happy my parents figured out early. It's like, it's an act. It is an act. Like, I want people to believe it as truth. And yeah, there is hints of truth in there, but it is an act.
Yeah, I feel like you gotta point out the truths with being witty. I don't know. That's how I'm gonna approach comedy. I feel like I'm gonna say some fucked up shit that would be with like other layers on it. I don't even know, man. That's something I'm nervous about, though. What you said, like, how are my like? I'm not gonna invite my fucking parents to my comedy
No,
shows.
yeah,
If
no,
I ever
I'm not
do
saying
it.
invite them. I'm not saying invite them, but like,
I didn't even invite her to the live taping of Trailer Trashing. My mom. I was like, don't fucking come. I'm streaming tonight, but don't watch.
Yeah, don't do that. No, I don't even think my mom listens to the show anymore, but I mean, it doesn't bother me if she does or
Probably
doesn't.
for the best.
Yeah. I tell her not to listen to. I tell her she can listen to the ones when it's just me by myself. Because sometimes I get comics on here and they get too vulgar for her, and I know that she doesn't like that, and so it's just I just do that out of respect to her. Anybody can say whatever they want on here. I don't care, but like I just let her know, hey, you might not like this person.
I feel like this new medium I'm finding myself in, podcasting. I'm feeling very liberated to curse on air, which I never thought.
Do whatever you want, curse it up. I don't care.
My mom would be proud of that, though. She's the one that taught me to curse. So
nice, nice.
Oh man, yeah. I feel like our parents already we already have our parents' audience. The point of doing this is to find a new audience, which by saying fucked up shit that might attract them.
Yeah. So we were trying to talk about it earlier. Now you're in the very, very early stages of stand-up, meaning that you want to try it, not necessarily that. And you've done live shows of music, you've done live shows of podcasting, which is a form of comedy. You've done these Zoom things, but stand-up, as you know, is a completely different thing. And really, I think what would be a good goal for you and what was a good goal for me first starting out is like, first set probably gonna suck, but it's okay if you don't. So the goal in set number 1 is get through it, and then the goal, and don't freeze up, memorize everything verbatim when you're starting out. Like, you see a lot of really good comics. I learned this from Seinfeld via television. Okay, I didn't learn it from him. He didn't tell me this to my face. But he says, like, when you're first starting out, learn everything top to bottom, every comma, every period, know it verbatim, 5 minutes. Okay. And then once you get better, and then you see the comics up there, be loosey goosey, be cool, be Andrew Schultz, lean against the mic stand. What's this guy up to? What's that guy up to? Then you could do that. But So learn your 5 minutes verbatim so you don't stumble. Get through it cleanly. First set. Set
Oh
number
man.
two, get through it cleanly. Try to get one laugh. Try to get a laugh.
Oh God. I'm expecting to bomb and I want to bomb, but I feel like I'm such a perfectionist in things where I'm
It
just
will
gonna
eat
be
you up
like,
and you will
it's
feel like
gonna
you want to
eat
die.
my ego like a motherfucker, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
And that's the nervous thing. That's the nerve wracking thing, And that's where I feel like I'm afraid to tip my toes in the water because I'm just gonna get bitten by the shark.
Absolutely, man. And Joey, thank God he threw me into the New York fire because I wasn't ready. I come home from the job interview and I walk home in the rain because I'm upset at myself and I need to punish myself. So I
That's
walk home
sad.
in the rain from Herald Square up to the Upper East Side.
All the way up
I walked
from
all the way home.
38th to 79th?
80, 38
80,
to 84.
90. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it wasn't in the rain the whole way. And I was going to call an Uber, but I just didn't want to because I got halfway there and I was like, I need to learn my surroundings. I'll just walk. So I did that. Okay. As soon as I get home from that and change clothes, Joey goes, do your 5 minutes for me right now. We're going to a mic. And I'm like, you want me to do 5 minutes right now in the living room in front of you? And then he sort of like yelled at me. He's like, you're in New York. You got to have 5 minutes. You got to be able to do it right now. And I'm like, Joey, I have more than 5 minutes. I just don't want to do it in front of you in your living room performing the New York Jets football helmets. All right. Like, I hash some stuff out and he goes, we're going to a mic right now. And then it's like, I've racked my brain and I'm exhausted from traveling. And now I have to go to a mic in front of all these New York comics. And I got up there and got a few chuckles, but like I did bad. And then that Joey Bats show. Have you been to Joey Bats?
Nope.
It's like an outdoor show. And here I am on the street. I did bad. The audience was all foreign. I did horrible. But then I did really good at the cupboard. Like I nailed it at the cupboard. So it was funny.
That's
so everybody
good.
sucks. That's what I'm getting at is everybody sucks.
Oh, okay. So it's okay to suck when I'm first trying out things.
It's okay to suck if you're a couple years in.
Such is life.
Even
Yeah.
Joey will even say like sometimes he stinks.
Yeah. I mean, he tells me when he kills, so I imagine he doesn't tell me when he stinks. So it's a lot more often than I know.
That last time I was up here, and we can talk about that. Let's talk about that whole weekend too. That last time I was up here, and Joey had to do that weed show.
What weed show?
He had to perform at that show in Chinatown where he was just standing there in the middle of a room where they hawk fake Gucci bags and there was weed everywhere. And he's just like trying to do jokes. And he didn't stumble. Like he muscled through it. I will give him credit. He muscled through it and tried jokes. It was just not a comedy environment.
And nobody laughed. It was just like people really stoned. And
I think they were just really stoned. And they're like, who's this guy just randomly talking? Because music had been bumping for hours. And then Joey's just talking.
That's rough.
But I will.
I want it. I want the dirty. I want the dirty feelings that come after. I want to be loathing myself. I want that. I need it. Life's too good right now.
Yeah. It's like, hey, life's too good. How can I balance? It's all about balance. Life's all about balance. So it's like I got really good stuff going on. How can I make it bad?
Yes, exactly. No, but in a serious note, I was trying to do an open mic. Nervously passing one in my new apartment, my new apartment in Brooklyn, and I was trying to do that before the pandemic, and just never fucking did it. I even went to some of them and just watched, and then it was just fucking nerve wracking. I feel a little more confident now with all these new experiences and stuff.
Absolutely. Have you written anything down?
So that's the first step, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have notes. I have so many notes, which I think is just intuitive on the fact that I want to do it.
Yeah.
But I haven't done the time and sitting down and writing because I do not believe I could just rant and be funny. I think even if like the people that can do that learn to do that, I could be wrong. Maybe people are just fucking gifted and could just rant on an open mic first time and just.
I think that's something you have to earn. Almost.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. So I haven't done the time. I haven't done the due diligence.
I also think, and this might be a crazy take, but I also think like there's like a little bit of name behind it. Like you've earned the right to be able to say things that maybe aren't as like prophetic as they should be, but because they're coming from a certain person, it hits different, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I just want to find my voice,
Well, that's a huge part. That's a huge part of stand up, and I'm not gonna lie to you, that's something I'm still trying to figure out. I think it's always in motion, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like I don't even care where it goes. I just kind of want to use it as a tool to just fucking find a voice in general on speaking on certain things,
The Paul brothers can make their millions of dollars on YouTube.
And boxing apparently.
And boxing, but and the actors can do whatever, and our favorite musicians can do the things that they do, but there's nothing like being a comic. It's an incredibly unique thing.
Yeah, like I don't know if I'll ever call myself a comic. Let's see how obsessed I get, like I hear people do.
Yeah.
But, I feel like I can be pretty dry maybe or something. I don't know.
Well, you have the voice to be dry. You can get up there and be like, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like that's not my personality though, so that'd be fucking really hard. I feel like that'd be very difficult. But then again, like I said, you gotta find your act. You gotta find your voice. You gotta find what the fuck you're gonna
let
say.
me ask you this: in musically speaking, what's your favorite genre of music to listen to, or who are some of your favorite artists?
A lot. I mean, I really don't like anything on the radio personally, unless it's like Anderson .Paak or any of that really like new R&B stuff that you're hearing nowadays, which is fucking awesome. Like, what's the group that Anderson .Paak just made with Bruno Mars?
I have no idea. I listened to John Mayer in
something.
1975, Bruce Springsteen, Grateful Dead. That's
Classy, classy. You can listen to that till the day you die.
Who else do I listen to? John Mellencamp, John Fogerty. 3 Johns in my life. I've noticed that there's 3 Johns in my life.
That's fun. I like a lot of. I'm getting more into house and techno stuff.
Love that.
Can't really name certain artists I like.
Me either.
Other than like Peggy Gao and like, it's not house, but the dude just won a Grammy. Fucking Kaytranada, man. You got to check him out. He's really cool. I like listening to a lot of things, man. I played jazz and a lot of jazz in the past and stuff like that. I just don't fucking like country, and I hate to say that. I can fuck with some folk. I like bluegrass. It's nice and fast, and I'm just trying to go in that other camp, Can
I send you just like a handful of country songs to maybe get you introduced to it?
You and Joey can try.
Has Joey been trying to send you stuff?
He has. Yeah, sometimes.
The only reason
he has good taste in music. He has good taste. The
only reason he's doing that is because I sent him like a few songs to check out.
That's fun. It's nice to send each other. I love when somebody sends me music. It's like a letter. It's like a.
Wow.
It's like,
I love that.
You thought of me, and
I love that, Sam. I love that. It's like a letter.
Yeah. So my letter to you, I will send.
That's a
later.
Springsteen
Wink,
album.
wink.
I'm pretty sure is my letter to you. A letter to you.
Oh my God! Have you seen that movie where it's like it's all about Bruce Springsteen and that about that Indian family or a Pakistani family in London? In
like yeah.
It's a great movie. I forget the name of it.
I gotta check it out. It came out the same time as that Beatles movie. That was like roughly the same thing.
The Beatles movie I heard was shit. I didn't even bother watching it, and I'm a huge Beatles fan. Oh, let me get on that.
Yeah,
that is the one thing I will always owe my dad the rest of my life one of the 2 things: being vegetarian and the Beatles, because got a lot of good memories with the Beatles.
Yeah, man.
They'll never let you down, despite the weird songs about underage girls.
My dad was a big comedy fan, and he was a public speaker for a living. So I'm very thankful that I got
out of here. Wow, that makes sense.
I got to see him deliver an hour of new material every week. It was awesome.
That's insane. That's so cool. Yeah, my mom was an engineer, and my dad was a veterinarian, or is a veterinarian.
That's cool, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, but what were we talking about?
We were talking about music. I was just gonna see if I can make a relation to some of your favorite artists versus the music that you play versus some of your favorite comedians and the type of comedy you want to have.
Oh shit. You're going there now. Oh, okay.
I'm very deep with these questions.
Yeah, no, I like it. I forgot I was getting interviewed. I felt like we were more having a conversation, and I'm sorry if I was interrupting you at certain points, but
no, I interrupted you, and I apologize because like I know we're gonna wrap this up in a few minutes because like I said, we have obligations. We have prior oblos.
prior hablos, man, musicano, der musique, as I like to say. What was the comedians I like? Damn, man. Well, I'm gonna go back to your original question. I like most stuff with like beats. You know, I'm a drummer. I listen to drums a lot with it, and I feel like some of the comedians I like have good pacing. You know, I really
Yeah.
like the
Have you seen that
timing.
account where the guy drums along to comedy?
Oh yeah, I was just about to bring that up. Mark Norman is a fucking one of my. I just really have grown to like the way he
That
delivers.
guy's a killer joke writer, man.
Yeah, he's insane. He's definitely an elite level, and I definitely need to check him out in New York or whenever he's doing an event because everything's opening up now.
Heck
But
yeah, that's why I'm trying to get up there, baby. Just had an interview yesterday. Let's go.
hey, bring Frankie to New York.
Do it, baby. Do it.
Do it right now.
Do it.
But he had that drummer come up with him and did a
No
live show
way.
with him. Yeah, he did a live show with him because I forget the drummer's name, but he did one of those videos to Mark Norman's fucking bits because he's got the best pacing, you know. And he brought him to. He did a whole video with him. Yeah, he talks about it on Tiger Belly and stuff. Yeah, the Fig Boys, you know. Praise
It's so
Allah.
funny because like praise Allah. I'm Kevin Hart. Good night. It's so funny because it's really cool to see because I love Norman just because he's like such a comedy fan. Like he's the guy. He's one of those guys who you hear us talk about, and you know he's obsessed with the art of it. And I love people that are obsessed with the art of it. And it's funny because like his obsession, part of his obsession is Seinfeld, and I don't know if he realizes. And maybe I should try to get him on here. People have told me countless times he'd do my show. If you have to reach out.
No, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fucking befriend him. Yeah, I feel like he'd be the best guy to just shoot the shit.
But it's so funny because he's obsessed with Seinfeld, or like that's part of his obsession is Seinfeld. And everybody does Jerry Seinfeld. Do you know about, you know? And now people are starting to do Normandisms of, hey, and it's so funny to see that aspect of it.
Wow. I see. That's something I would not have an eye for. I mean, I didn't know he was a Seinfeld fan, but I would not like, you know, as a drummer, I can hear drum techniques and how people do the ways that they do them on recordings, yada yada, or in real life. Just from understanding it, but like, damn, that's another level. I mean, that's like I don't know how I would like you're asking me what comedians I like, you know, and I'm like, I know what I like, but I don't know how I would analyze / like, you know, convert into what I do, like drumming for myself, you know.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if I could get a comparison going on and ease.
No, for sure. For you. Yeah, no, I mean that's insane. Yeah, I think I need to look out for more things like that. Like that.
Well, Joey loves Jack Johnson, you know. And Jack Johnson's favorite type of music is heavy metal. However, Jack Johnson plays ukulele, beachy, acoustic stuff.
Yeah, it's so funny how some really adept musicians just listen to something completely different than what they do, you know?
Absolutely.
It's a weird way of it's weird how that happens, you know? And that happens with comedy, I'm sure, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just like you mentioned.
Like I'm trying to think of, well, it kind of doesn't work for me because like I love Maniscalco and I love Bargatze and Seinfeld and I like to be upbeat like Maniscalco, but I like to point out like just everyday inconveniences of life, like Bargatze's so good at just like turning, like Bargatze tells a story about getting the wrong type of milk at Starbucks and he kills with it, and he's like just put the milk in it, and if it's wrong I'll just throw it away and walk out, it's no big deal, and the crowd's in stitches, man. He delivers it so perfectly, man. I love it. Check that out. Nate Bargatze, I think you'd like him. He's he has a voice similar to yours, honestly. He's like,
oh yeah. Oh, see, that's something I need to find, you know, someone that sounds like me, because I think I need to utilize that.
Well, he's country. So it's like,
or I sound like them.
Huh?
Say that again.
He's country.
Oh, he's country. Oh, well. Okay.
I'm just saying inflection wise.
Oh, yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. Wait. Okay. So Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. It might. You gotta push me. I need you. I think I need you to give me some sort of like some like comedy Bible or something because I need to start watching more. Just like you need to listen to
Oh
music to play
man, well
music.
you're talking to the right guy, man. I'll stay up till 4 in the morning to watch some comedy nerd stuff. In college, I didn't really go out and party a lot. I would stay at home and watch old Johnny Carson episodes and write and listen to jazz music and write all night. That's what I would do, and then I'd watch stand-up specials, and I was just obsessed with it, man. In college,
Jeez, man, you fucking put a cigarette in your hand or a spliff, and you'll fucking look like you're 55 or something. I don't
I
even
know, I
know.
know. I never really like, and then like after I graduated, I tried to like grow up and be a real person, and I realized I couldn't do that. And now I'm in the like, thank God I'm back in the like moving back home to West Virginia after I lived in Pennsylvania doing my baseball stuff. Like I finally got back into that sort of obsession brain thing, which was great.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I feel like we're very similar on that sense. Like we tried doing stuff that we felt like we had to, and then
Yeah. And I
it
tried
kind
to,
of just didn't
yeah,
work out. We
yeah.
couldn't resist, you know.
Like I get a job in professional baseball and I'm like, oh my God, I have no time to do stand up. Start a podcast. That's what I did when I was up there. Yeah.
Hey, wow. So when did you finish the baseball thing? It was like a year ago.
No, whenever the 2019 season ended, so like October or whatever.
Oh wow, man.
And I started the
Wow.
podcast in late April, early May of 2019. So like halfway through my baseball season, I was like, I need to do something creative. Like I'm dying. Like, so I started that.
Dude, it's in your soul, you know.
Oh, absolutely. But I'll tell you a few things on air, and then if you have any last couple questions, I'll answer those for you, and then we'll get out of here. But so a couple things I really think you should check out, and I really wish I knew what type of comedy you loved. That'd make it easier for me. But
Well,
we'll just
give me genres to know of. That's like someone telling me like what genre of music you like. It's like, well, I kind of like all of
well,
it, you know.
okay. So you have your observational picking out every minor detail and turning it into a major thing. Bargatze, Seinfeld, Norman, those guys. Okay. And then you have your performers. Like you have the guy that will use every aspect of the stage and will make his whole body funny. And that's Nate Bargatze or Sebastian Maniscalco does that. And I love
Oh,
Sebastian
I know who you're
Maniscalco.
talking about.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Italian guy, he's great. But and then you have just the ranters, like you have Burr is a ranter. Bill Burr just gets up there and rants, but it's like there's truth to it. And then you have your prophetic wisdom of Chappelle and stuff like that. So there's all the, and I'm just naming like the kings of
Yeah.
that genre. Obviously, there's a ton of comics that fall into each of those categories, but those are like the kings of those. And
Yeah,
Tim Dillon's a great rant comic and all, you know.
those rant comics, I feel like a lot of it starts from the, written stuff and then they earn it like you said earlier. And I feel like
Absolutely.
I'd want to get into that sort of thing and just kind of maybe start with the observational stuff cuz I think that's more my alley and like,
Yeah.
and
If
like work
you
up to that.
if you went to an open mic and just started ranting, people would think you're like a lunatic.
Yeah, that's what I figured,
It's
right?
like
I
you
mean,
have to like earn that.
I feel like that's what I want though
Yeah.
half the time. No, I'm just kidding.
I was just trying to think. I was just thinking of something else. Storytellers, people who tell stories about their family, and people who tell stories that you're like, that sounds true. Like Chris DiStefano does a lot of family stuff, and it's super funny, man. And I like Chris a lot. And Maniscalco tells a lot of family stories.
Right. Same with Hot Pockets. What's his name?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Oh wow, that's an old joke of his. Oh fuck. Oh, damn. Yeah.
Daniel Tosh, I think, said the word hot pocket in a special one time.
He had specials.
Yeah, he had a ton of specials. He was a huge comic.
Really? How did he get big in L.A.?
Yeah, LA guy. But no, he's
not Tosh Point oh.
What?
Not Tosh Point oh.
I think he was like he was rising, and then Tosh Point oh made him huge.
Lovely.
He and I are similar, and both our dads are pastors. So I watched a lot of Tosh Point oh when I was a kid.
Oh.
I was like, oh, this guy and I, yeah.
You looked up to him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's adorable. Holy
I
shit.
watched a lot of Tosh Point oh as a kid. He's a great comic. Who else, man? Now you have me thinking of if you want to be like the family everyman and make millions and millions and millions of dollars and tell stories about your family, Gabriel Iglesias and Jim Gaffigan are both those guys.
Jim Gaffigan was the guy who has the Hot Pockets bit.
No, well, he's a food guy. You know, he talked about food.
Yeah,
Him
yeah.
and Gabriel talk about food and family and make millions of dollars.
That's what I was saying. Yes. I mean, luckily I don't have a family right now. Maybe that'll happen in the future, but
Do you
I
have
definitely
any?
feel like I could do stories. You know, I've done a couple of stories on Joey's storytelling show.
Absolutely.
And trying to work on one soon. So maybe I'll try to incorporate some comedy into it.
Absolutely.
You know?
I recommend you watch to get into the comedy brain. You watch a show on YouTube. I'll send you a link called The Green Room with Paul Provenza. 2 seasons, comedic roundtable, great stuff. Then there's another comedic roundtable. It was an HBO thing, but it's on YouTube. Seinfeld, Rock, Louis C.K., Ricky Gervais,
Give it to me.
all sitting there and telling truths. And they didn't have this type of information when other comics were growing up. And it's beautiful that I get to watch that and absorb that through my couch in West Virginia, as opposed to being in New York or whatever. But do you have any final questions before we get out of here? Because I got to go.
I guess like what? No. I mean, when can I see you next? I mean, what's going on?
Hopefully soon, bro. You've been helping me out a lot in the job market, and I really appreciate that. I had a really good interview. Had a really good interview yesterday with a pretty large corporation doing writing ads and stuff like that. And
big
so hopefully
balls they have. I hope.
What?
I hope the big corporations got big balls.
They got big, beautiful brass balls. I don't really like the location of the place, but I'm hoping I get to work fully remote.
What's the location?
It's in the New Jersey suburbs. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah,
you need a car.
Yeah, I don't really want to live in Hoboken, so
no, do not go there. I'm not gonna let you because I'm your gatekeeper to New York. Oh, damn it! I must check off everything. No Hoboken. You must
no Hoboken.
Bushwick right next to me. No other. No, I won't take anything else.
If I can go to rooftop parties with you and your homies and Joey and watch the sunrise from a Brooklyn rooftop every weekend.
Every weekend.
Yes. You're great.
That's what I want next, man.
You're a great friend. And I really appreciate you coming on here. I wish we could have talked longer, but like I said, we got obligations. Promote some stuff. Tell the people about the stuff you got coming out, man. And
this is coming out tomorrow, really?
Yep.
I'll edit it all tonight. Joey and I are producing a storytelling show called Bad Trip Storytelling in Bushwick, Brooklyn, New York on Thursday, and that is the 1st of July. That is at the Tiny Cupboard. If you want to find more details, just DM me at WolfMyFan. And, we have another storytelling show on the July 10th, and there's more info coming on that. So fucking, follow me on Instagram. Chat me up. I like friends. I just made friends with Frankie, and look where we're at.
Atta baby. All right. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Sam. Make sure to follow me Twitter, Instagram, Fingersworld_. Subscribe to the show. Tell your friends about it, all that. Keep taking care of yourselves, and I'll see you when I see you. Hope you have a great day.